Good morning, Blues. A long time no speak. It's Stevie here from Follow Everton. After that couple of week break, just to catch our breath following the last game of the season. Stress, as you can see. I've had to dye my hair just to get rid of the grey hairs from that match. We're ready with the fixture list. It's a provisional fixture list, of course. And so we are reacting to that today. I'm delighted to say that Mabsy's here. We'll be talking through the fixtures. Mabsy, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good. It's good to have a little break, but we're kind of back wanting more. It's a bit like some sort of.
We have not. Everton don't give you a break, do they? Obviously, what's been going on, but we're just discuss fixtures today. But it's just been wrapped with Everton all the time. It's just non-stop.
Without risk of going out on a tangent, I think that today, obviously, we talk about the fixtures.
Yeah, totally.
Board matters aside, this is all about on the pitch. I've popped some fixtures down the bottom there if you just joined us. And they came out about 10 minutes ago. Mabsy, what's your initial reaction to the fixture list?
A good set. Actually, to be fair, they've been kind to us this season. We've got home first. Obviously, that was always going to be the case because the shite were just messing around these days. The new block conversion. Again, how October, I think it's for the derby. But how often is that? How weird is that? Finally getting a away fixture first for a derby. We don't get. I usually get that. We usually get the home fixture. That's years since that's happened.
A few years, but there was a spell when it was just year after year that we would go to Anfield. Anyway, let's not get too obsessed with the other side. Let's start with August. I mean, when I first saw this, Mabsy, my reaction was, okay, Villa away, that's going to be a hard game. But maybe it's better we catch them early in the season. That's not too bad. Fulham at home, 12th of August. Of course, these are all going to get moved. So they're just take it with literally a pinch of salt. Everything will either get moved to a Friday, Monday, or the most inconvenient time if you're travelling from afar. 12th, anyway, this is how they're scheduled. 12th of August, Fulham at home, which, as Mabsy says, is a great start to the season, and I'm sure that we'll probably sign a lone striker on the 11th hour of the 11th or something. 19th of August, we've got Villa away. A juicy little fixture. I'm sure Villa will be overwhelming favourites for that game. And then Wolves are home again. You would think that out the first three, maybe two winnable, Mabsy?
Absolutely. I think I do agree with you. Hopefully, they're Fulham. They're on the day they are a good side, but at Goodison, hopefully, we're being at Goodison is going to be legendary. Good for us, not legendary. Obviously, it technically could be our final full season at Goodison. Well, again, no one knows what's going on with that. But
how important is a good start given what's happened in the last couple of seasons?
We need to get points on early. As I say, if you look at the December fixtures, that's just I think it's like 3 or 4 aways in December. Then we've got Man City at home on Boxing Day. I love a good Boxing Day match. And then Wolves away.
No, that's a Christmas spoiled if you're literally. Maybe we can catch City cold, literally. But yeah, shame that that's gonna spoil the holidays. But
it is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, and then we've got Wolves away for New Year, so hopefully, that's not too bad. But I think December is the hardest month that we've really got. That's quite cruel.
Yeah, I looked at December, Mabsy, and you're right. It looks horrendous. 7 games for a start, and that excludes, presumably, there'll be no cup games because we'll be knocked out by then. But last year, City obviously was New Year, so at least they don't spoil the New Year start. But it's not easy. So the 7 games, Forest away. I mean, literally, we know that Everton, there are no easy games with the rice paper thin squad. But hopefully we can add some players and be competitive in this. We need depth of squad to compete with 7 games. They're scheduled as follows in December. 2nd, Forest away. 5th, Newcastle at home.
That's a Wednesday night game again. Wednesday away at Newcastle, and a midweek away again.
Yeah, of course. This time last year it was all the World Cup. There weren't any
Yeah.
Just Chelsea at home on the 9th. So that's 2nd, 5th, and 9th. 16th, Burnley away. 23rd, Tottenham at home. 26th, City at home. And 30th, Wolves away. I mean, it's more the fact that, it's a mixed bag of games. I mean, any of those could be any of those. We know what the Premier League's like. But it's just the fact that there's so many of them. But I think every club is going to probably have the same.
Yeah, totally. I mean, just go through the comments. I think Hugh makes a really good point. Final thought, Hugh, that's a mixed bag, isn't it? But we do need to be saved by Arsenal because just Arsenal on a day away. And that brings Mark. So how come we seem to get Arsenal away again? I think the season before we had Arsenal away, didn't we, last game when we just got safe after Palace? And then Peter, the fixtures don't matter. This team is so bad, and we've got a manager who isn't good enough. I disagree with that. To be fair, the legal cases, hopefully that shouldn't affect the team. But
definitely a good point, Mabsy, about the end of the season running. I mean, we shouldn't really be worried, but the reality is that if you're looking at this with the sort of fresh lens, you'll say Everton survive relegation 2 years on a row. What are they going to do this year that's radically different? Well, the first thing is that they've cleared out the board.
Yeah, I totally agree. But we need to be kind of well, they haven't, have they? Let's be honest.
Every fixture will be probably the last Premier League game for that team. So it'll be the last Goodison derby at home at Goodison. It will be the last match for Man United. Every game.
No, not necessarily, because we're heading to a mid-season move. So it'd be the last full.
Not big fans of that, Ramsey, but that's another subject and definitely another video.
As I say, but that it's not going to be the last fixtures all the time. I think people have got to realise now. I think it's gone. I think it's slipped up a little bit. So it's not going to be. It's our last full season, I think, because I think they'll do his spares and move mid-season. I'm not a fan of that. I agree with, but
we've seen it before with other clubs.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. It's not in our control. I mean, the main thing that is in our control, neither are the fixtures, by the way, but what is in our control is the ability to acquire players that are going to improve their squad, and we need to see that this year. And I'm sure that we'll be looking at transfer targets and rumours and acquisitions in future videos. Back to the fixtures. We've said that, potentially that running does lend itself to be kinder than it could have been with Forest at home, Brentford at home, Luton away, Sheffield United. I mean, on paper, you would expect maybe even 2 of those 4 teams to be scrapping around. Could even be one is already relegated of that bunch. You would expect, I mean, you'd have to be on another planet to think that Forest, Brentford, Luton, Sheffield United and Everton, at least one of them will be down by then, I reckon. But it is a kind run-in. Look, everyone needs to play everyone at some point. It is a cliche, but it has to happen. I don't think it's too bad. Looking at it now, first thing I look at is first game, run-in, home game, Christmas holidays, Boxing Day, the New Year start. Of course, we've got probably the FA Cup. We'll still be in FA Cup, of course, in early January. So that's why the January fixtures is the 13th of Aston Villa. Probably Everton will find a way to still not be in the FA Cup or something, even on the 3rd round. But Aston Villa at home on the 13th is basically how we get underway in 2024, possibly and probably the year that they move into Bramley Moor Dock. Well, that's it. I mean, look, the fixtures are the fixtures. They're going to get shuffled around. So whatever we've said here might not mean that much sense in a couple of days. But it was good to get live reaction. And we'll be back again on Follow Everton with more reaction and also looking ahead to our pre-season matches. But, apologies for the lack of contact in the last couple of weeks. Everyone just needed a bit of a break. But stocks of paracetamol and ibuprofen have gone up as a result of the fixtures ending.
Yeah, just on a side note, I think Domino Chris is still doing his thing in the States. think he's on day 20 now, day 19, 20. So it's just an epic thing. The things he's gone through, which obviously he'll update you on when he comes back, or if you follow him on his YouTube.
Yeah,
but he needs all the support.
Yeah, Mabsy, remind us of the channel name. Is it Domino?
I find out for you now. I should know this. Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. Anyway,
I'll just continue while I find it.
Yeah, Domino Chris. Yeah, he's doing a rounds in the States. If he's watching, big hi to him. So yeah, we'll be back with a full strength team. This is follow Everton, of course. Maybe not Everton. We'll probably manage to get some people injured. There's a match in Switzerland that's come out as well. I think there's 500 tickets released for that. More news on those fixtures coming soon. But yeah, make follow Everton your permanent fixture next year as well for our reaction pre and post match. As you know, we preview every game post match. If you know anyone, please get them involved for the new season. We'd love to have more fans interaction on that channel.
And yeah, it's that real Domino Chris. That's his. Or just type Domino Chris in, and you'll find him.
Yeah.
On YouTube, and also like on Twitter as well, and also follow and subscribe us if you don't already.
For sure. Thanks, Mamsy. Well, have a great day, everyone watching for the video. Thanks for joining us for this reaction to Everton's fixtures. Up the Toffees.
Up the Toffees.